Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Nope, scratch that, happy Wednesday. And if it's Wednesday, then we are talking about Vanderpump Rules. No, that's tomorrow. We're talking today about the finale of this season's Real Housewives of New Jersey. So I hope everybody is having a great Wednesday. It took everything within me to get through today because, as we all know, or at least if you're a Bravo-holic like me, you know that tonight is the season 10 finale for, really the second finale for Vanderpump Rules. And then next week, we start off with the reunion. So tonight is like the Super Bowl for us, followed up by maybe at least 3 more Super Bowls because they're going to be having the reunions rolling out. I thought I had heard that it's going to be a 3-part reunion. So last night was the Real Housewives of New Jersey season, I almost said series, season finale. So let's talk about that. So last night was the finale, and in most finales, they will have a big party or something to like close out the season. Well, last night it was Polly and Dolores' prohibition, Irish prohibition party. And I do have to say, they did a fabulous job. They had, when you pulled up, at first there were the Irish clog dancers outside that did a fantastic job. They had Irish food, Irish whiskey, Irish drink, Irish everything. It was beautiful. They did a beautiful job. And if I'm giving out an award for best dress last night, it was absolutely Dolores. Dolores looked amazing. Her dress, gorgeous, makeup on point, and her hair was just absolutely stunning. It was pinned under, and it had those curls and those waves, those soft waves that kind of, it did look like they were from, it was from like maybe the 20s, maybe like an old Hollywood look. I loved it. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I found in my history with watching Real Housewives shows, if there was a party, if it's focusing on a party, and then they either go like back in time or ahead in time, then there was really some shit going on at the party. And that was the case with this one because they went 12 hours ahead in time, like the next day after the party. And Melissa is talking to Dolores on the phone, and she drops the nugget that she says that she's had this secret for 6 months. And she's been keeping this secret for 6 months. And we're all like, what? What secret are you talking about? Well, we'll find out. We find out later. So getting to the party, everybody is there except for Danielle. So so Rachel and Margaret are talking, and Margaret says, like, she's always crying. She was crying at Teresa's bridal shower. She's always crying. She wants to make it about herself and this and that. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I felt a little attacked by that because I'm a Cancer. I'm very emotional, and I cried everything, like literally everything. So I was like, in my mind, I was thinking, why don't you just leave her alone for crying? Just let her cry. Who the hell do you care? Danielle shows up, and Rachel and Melissa then talk to Danielle and ask, are you okay? Is everything okay? Now that was right after Rachel and Danielle had talked, and they both seemed like they wanted to try to move ahead. But then Rachel and Melissa were asking Danielle, is everything okay? Because it seemed like something was wrong in Ireland. And Danielle was she didn't say anything, but she was like, yeah, well, I had something on my mind. Something did go on, and she was thinking about, like, how am I going to tell Melissa? How am I going to tell Melissa this? So Teresa and Louis, they're the last to arrive. They come in. Teresa gives a side kiss to Melissa. Nothing major. Louis doesn't talk to Joe at all. Joe seems hurt by this. And I don't know why. I mean, neither one of them like each other. So Danielle then talks to Jennifer Aiden and is like, listen, I'm going to tell Melissa what I know, because if that was me and this rumor was going around, I would want somebody to tell me what was going around as a friend, just so I know, so I can defend myself. And that's what she's saying. She says, I want to tell Melissa in case this Lauren girl lady decides to come out with it and make a big deal. And then Melissa knows what it is and she can defend herself. Jennifer Aiden is like, I really don't think you should do that, because I don't want this to ruin a family like that rumor that came out about me ruined mine. I don't know that I buy that. And then she also says she doesn't want anybody to know that she had told her this. And Danielle was like, I will not let that happen. I will take everything. I'll take the brunt of it. Also, before we move on, I need to just put out here, because I wrote at the top of my notes, damn, Frankie Jr. is fine. Frank Catania Jr., he was looking pretty damn good. Jen Fessler was trying to fix up her daughter with him. And then Melissa had said, doesn't he look like, he looks like Leonardo DiCaprio from Titanic. Listen, I'll admit something. I did not see Titanic. I have never seen Titanic. I never will. I will do another video on why I will never see the Titanic, but I just won't. So there's that. But getting back to the party, Danielle pulled Melissa aside and had told her the rumor that she heard. Melissa then said, well, that's crazy, because I've known about this. I've known about this rumor for 6 months. You know how I know? Because of my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law called Joe over to the house and told him about this. Great sister-in-law, right? And obviously Teresa believes this. Now, this is not the first time that Teresa had believed rumors about Melissa. There was that rumor that Melissa was a stripper. Teresa believed it. Teresa kind of spread it. Or another rumor where apparently Melissa had cheated on Joe and Teresa had believed it. So I can see where Melissa's coming from. So while they're talking, Margaret hears her saying her name and she's like, why is she saying my name? And before Margaret heads over, Danielle's like, why don't you shoot the messenger, which is Margaret. Margaret is the one who keeps saying this. And Melissa says, well, because I don't believe that she is saying this. So Margaret then comes over. Why are you talking about me? Why are you talking about something you don't even know anything about? So they start screaming at each other. And then Melissa says, I think it was maybe to Margaret, but she says, those two, and she's talking about Jennifer Aiden and Teresa, those two are talking behind my back. At least Danielle told me to my face. And then she said they're losers, and she put up the loser sign. And Teresa's like, who's she talking about? And she's like, you're a loser. And then Teresa, instead of coming up with like some kind of retort as to like, no, I'm not, I didn't find this rumor or whatever. I didn't put it out there. That's Margaret. She just says, wow, look at you. Which started, look at you. I would have said more if I was Teresa. And then off camera, Teresa says it wasn't her that called Joe over. It was Louie. And Louie was the one that told him, hey, listen, this is the rumor that's out there. Margaret's saying it. I want to let you know, just so if it comes out, you can get ahead of it. And then she says, and I did not tell anyone. I don't know that I believe that. I don't think I believe that. And then like all hell breaks loose, because Teresa walks away. Melissa follows her. There's a whole bunch of yelling. And that's when the switch is flipped on Louis, and his face gets all red and his eyes are all big and he's screaming, I don't give a fuck, I don't give an F, like that. And that's when he starts saying, starts saying, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. She's a winner. And everybody's looking like, I don't know if she's such a winner the way you're acting right now. Melissa tells Joe, Melissa then goes over to Joe and says, listen, we need to stop protecting her. And the whole time, Margaret is yelling about that stupid girl bringing this up. Now, why are you so worried about Danielle bringing this up? I mean, you have to be worried about Danielle bringing this up because you're nervous. I mean, if you didn't say it, you shouldn't have anything to be worried about. So then off camera, Margaret says that she thinks Jennifer Aiden and Danielle wouldn't do anything behind Melissa's back. Melissa knew that this was going to happen and that she looked kind of nervous about this. Producers then asked Teresa if she knew that Jennifer Aiden had told Danielle, and she said, yeah, but I told her not to tell. But what are you going to do? You can't stop people from doing what they're going to do. So, I don't know. It all seems a little, I don't know if it seems a little fishy or not. Like, I think Danielle did it. I think Danielle just did it for reasons why she said. I think she just wanted to give her friend a heads up. I think she's a good friend like that. So then Jennifer Aiden and Margaret get into it about how Margaret told Laura all this information. Margaret denied it. Once again, I don't know that I believe that. Do I think she did? I kind of think she did. Margaret says that listen, you're making all of this up because you're on a revenge tour from last year. Margaret then says something about how your husband slept with a subordinate. That throws Jen Aiden into a rage, like a full out blackout rage, and starts screaming, hey, she threw herself at him. And then they go to leave, and Jen says that Margaret is the dirty cheater, not my husband. No, listen. I don't know that there's I didn't know that there were different kinds of cheaters. There's a cheater and then there's a dirty cheater. My husband isn't a dirty cheater. You're a dirty cheater. Listen, he's a cheater. Margaret was a cheater. He is a cheater. He's a cheater. They cheated. Please don't act like your husband had no parts in this. He cheated. So that's it. So that was really the end of it. Everybody had left the party, and Rachel had a really good point. So everybody left the party, and Rachel had an actual pretty good point. If you have this information and you want to bring it up to your friend Melissa, why don't you just bring it up in another time, like in a better setting, like not here in front of everybody? And the only thing that I could think of is that maybe like the producers were like, hey, listen, bring it up at the party. That's the only thing that I can think of. Now, at the end of every like reunion or every finale at the party, they usually put up something good about what's going on in the housewives' lives. And I thought this was a really good one because in Rachel's summary, it said that she was able to adopt Jaden and they went to Disney World. I thought that was so nice just because she really seemed like she was deeply invested in adopting him and being not her biological mother or his biological mother, but his legal mother. So I was so happy to see that. The next day, everybody, I don't want to say everybody, the next day, Dolores and Jennifer Aiden go over to Teresa's house just to see how she's doing. Dolores called Teresa, and now we know what the 6 months was, and the secret. The secret was she knew about this for 6 months. Melissa did, and she kept it in because she didn't want to ruin Teresa's wedding. So that's why she kept it in. Dolores had asked point blank, "Are you going to the wedding?" And she says, "No, why would I go to the wedding and celebrate the wedding of someone who's trying to ruin mine? No, I'm not going to be going." And Dolores said, "Well, I'm going over there. If they ask, do you want me to tell them you're not going?" She said yes. So she's not going. We then find out that Joe says that Louis called him up, called him over there, and him and Teresa told him about Melissa. And Joe was like, "No, you got the wrong girl." And he's like, "No, listen, it's true." And there were rumors of her with several men. And then says the next day, Gia called him and was like, we think you can do better. We all think you can do better. So kind of encouraging him to leave Melissa. And he was like, "Wait a minute. Are these people that want the best for me? I don't think so." And also, Dolores says that Melissa had said that she thinks that Teresa and Jennifer Aiden wanted Danielle to put the rumor out there so that everybody would know it and everybody would think terribly of her. Teresa said she didn't. Teresa said she did not. Louis then comes in and he mentions this Bo Dietl again. How Bo Dietl is like, I guess, one of the big private investigators, like a well-known private investigator, and he's his best friend and he's coming to the wedding. And he mentions how Bo Dietl brought him a whole bunch of information on everyone in the group. This is the second time he's mentioned it, because the night before he was like, "I got information from Bo Dietl on every single person in this party and everybody here." And people were looking a little scared. Like Margaret looked a little scared. Jennifer Aiden looked a little scared. I mean, people looked a little nervous about that. And once again, since he mentions Bo Dietl and information, Jennifer Aiden looked a little like, "Oh shit," like, uh-oh. And so Bo Dietl brought him this information. Like, he hired this friend who is a private investigator to dig up shit. I guess to build an arsenal, if you will. Producer then asked Teresa if she knows what information he has. She says no. I call liar on that. I think she does. I mean, come on. He's not going to tell her. He knows, and she knows. And Dolores off camera has a good point. She's like, "Why does he need to hire a private investigator?" It's shady. He's shady. He has since come out and said that he did not hire a private investigator. I think that's a lie. I think he saw how it looked, the optics of how it looked on TV, and he's now like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have said that, and I better backtrack and say that I did not hire a private investigator." So that's it. That's what happened on the season finale of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Next week is the 1 hour episode of Teresa getting married. I do not think I'm going to have a giant head of hair for my recap video. However, I believe that I'm going to have sprinkle cookies and pignolis, because if you know, then you know. Now, here's some other information that I had heard about Real Housewives of New Jersey. I had heard, and this was a rumor, that they're going to put the franchise on hold for a little bit. Listen, I really do enjoy the drama that New Jersey brings. However, this is recycled drama. It's been like 10 seasons now that it's been the same thing with these two, and that is this family fight. I mean, it's getting a little stale. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. They did run a commercial, and I've been seeing previews and trailers of the new Real Housewives of New York. Listen, Real Housewives of New York had always been my #1 favorite show in my favorite city in the entire franchise. I've always loved it. And then it went away because Ramona was really racist. So it went away. They teased us with Real Housewives of New York Legacy and then took it away. It's kind of somewhat back in Real Housewives Ultimate Girl Trip because it has some of the OGs from New York, which, you know, people were complaining about Ramona, and they're like, we're never doing business with Ramona again, and Ramona's back on that. But they did launch a couple, like a first look and a video or a commercial for Real Housewives of New York, the new cast. I will watch it. I will give it a chance. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I will give it a chance. I like my old girls from there, but I will give it a chance. So with that being said, I'm going to go get some things done, get ready for Vanderpump Rules tonight. So everybody, tell me what you thought about last night's episode. And with that being said, if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You are loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. Please spread acceptance and love. And please watch out for one another and treat each other the way you would want to be treated. And I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow for a wrap up of VPR. Bye, guys.